Hello YouTube friends, I'm just doing a quick Bible review of the Cambridge Concord Reference Bible in Mahogany Calfskin. I just got this a few days ago and I haven't done a Bible review for a long time, and I've got some comparisons for you too. So I'll get right to it, and it's going to be pretty quick. All my kids are up, and so if I get interrupted, you'll understand. Anyway, this Bible, I believe, is a limited edition, and Schuyler and Cambridge partnered together, as far as I understand, on this edition. And you'll notice that it's in this beautiful mahogany calfskin. Couple quick things: it's perimeter stitched, which is real nice, and then they got this tooled line around the cover to kind of outline the text block, which is really nice. Got Holy Bible stamped on here. When you run your finger across this, it's printed in here really nice and really deep. And it smells amazing. So here, you can smell it. Okay, you can't smell it. And then it's got the raised hubs. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 raised hubs. And of course, it's got the Cambridge stamp on there as well. Yeah, the mahogany is amazing. It's very smooth. When you look at pictures, it looks like you would feel more texture, but it's actually really, really smooth. And you got the 3 ribbons. These are double-sided satin ribbons. I don't believe they're Beresford ribbons. They're very narrow compared to the Schuyler ribbons. It doesn't bother me. I think that it's fitting for the size Bible that it is. So a little bit about the inside. It's of course, it's calfskin leather lined, and it's edge lined here. So you got that piece of leather that comes up here into the text block, and these 2 sheets are glued together, and that secures it for a really good long lifetime of use. And of course, as you noticed, by the way, it's a full yap, which is really nice. I haven't had a full yap Bible for a while. It's really cool. So it is red under gold, and it's a pretty decently dark red. I feel like it's a little bit darker, and the camera's not picking it up very well, honestly. But it's a little darker for Cambridge than I'm used to seeing. I won't go into the text too much because I'm sure there's tons of reviews, but the text is really, really nice, very, very legible. This Concord text was ahead of its time. It's from the 1950s, and that is why it's still being used today. It's such a good text, very legible. So for the size Bible that you're getting, this is about an 8, I'd say it feels like it's about an 8.5 point font, but it's extremely readable, very, very, very legible. And then in the center column, you have the center column references. You may not be able to see this too well, but you'll notice on the column that you're reading, the verse number will be in bold with the reference, and if you're reading from this column, the verse number will be in bold on this side, which is, I thought, really a creative way to do it. And now there are a lot of helps in this. There is a glossary, concise Bible dictionary. This Bible dictionary's got all kinds of cool stuff. It's got timelines, it's got harmony of the Gospels, really good definitions. I mean, it's chock full of good stuff in the back here. So glossary, Bible dictionary, of course the concordance, and the Cambridge maps. The map index is pretty cool. You've got it color coded, really, really nice. But the thing I want to get to the most is actually the size of this Bible. So I already showed you that it's really, really, really readable. And the size is really neat. So this is not your typical, here I'll turn it around there. This is not a typical size Bible. It's the sweet spot is what I call it. So here's a Cambridge Pit Minion. Okay, you can see the difference, right? This is much smaller. And the print, though it's very nice, sharp print, it's also very, very, very small. So if you have any trouble with your eyesight, this Bible would probably not be the best thing for you. I've got a Cambridge journal here to compare, or Schuyler journal. Very similar in size, actually. The journal's just a little bit smaller. Okay, it just hits this really, really sweet spot. I got a bunch of comparisons here. We've got a Traveris. The Traveris is almost the same size. It is noticeably, let's see if I can, noticeably thicker, the Traveris. So this is, yeah, so the Traveris, if you can see it, is just a little bit bigger. This Traveris is semi-yap. This is a full yap. So the text block on the Traveris, I feel like, is definitely bigger. Okay, so they're very, 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 very close in size, but the Traveris is a touch bigger. So and just from a feel perspective, it feels bigger in the hand. It definitely feels bigger. So Traveris is nice, another nice one. But honestly, I got this because I like the size of this better than the Traveris, and I tried the Traveris out and just found that I just like this text format better than the Reader's format. I'm not a Reader's guy. Then I've got a Quintel. Okay, see the difference. Quintel's obviously bigger. It's a little bit thicker. It's a full-size Bible, or as they call it, regular size. So let's see. You can kind of see the difference there. Quintel's, of course, longer, thicker, and a bit wider. But when you think about it, for a personal size, this isn't, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's not as, when I think personal size, I think something like the Pitt Minion, or I don't have a Quintel personal size to compare this to PSQ to, but this is just a little bit bigger than a PSQ. So it's, again, it's got that really sweet spot. Now, of course, oops, for the most obvious size difference, this is my huge King James wide margin Bible. And it's an awesome, awesome Bible. But just to give a size comparison, obviously a huge, huge difference. This is a mammothly, it's just a huge Bible, right? So this is going to be my Take to Church Bible, okay? So I use the New King James a lot, but I go back and forth with the King James and New King James. Not back and forth in the sense of trying to decide, but I just I use both. I use the New King James probably a bit more than the King James, but I use this to sort of journal everything in. So, I mean, it's nice having this. I can dig deep down, write my thoughts in the margins and whatnot, but, you know, for taking this on the go, this Bible's awesome. And it smelled, by the way, amazing coming out of the box. So it's gorgeous. One thing too is the you'll notice, I don't know if this camera picks it up, but the Mahogany Calfskin on these Skylers versus the Cambridge. The Cambridge, and I don't know if this is just the copy I got, the Cambridge is a lighter color overall. These are darker. One's not necessarily better than the other, but these have a darker mahogany kind of color to them. And this has much more of a lighter color overall. And I can see a little bit more of the texture on this one. So again, may just be my copy. But I would, if you're a King James reader and you're looking for a portable Bible, I mean, to be honest, this hits like every point you'd want to hit on a Bible in a sense. It's verse by verse. It's good for preaching. It's got a lot of helps in it. It's very, very portable. The print is small, but it's so legible that, I mean, I could preach from this easy. So just a really great Bible if you're looking for something. And if you have a Concord wide margin, this is a perfect companion for the Concord wide margin. I do not have a Concord wide margin, but I would imagine that if you do, this is great because it's the same pagination. So, if you're looking to make notes and do your deeper study in your wide margin, and then, have a more portable edition, this would be a really good buy. And I don't know. I think this is a limited run. Correct me if I'm wrong and you know that. I think it's a limited run, but I would really, really, really highly recommend this to my King James friends. And I would just recommend picking up a wide margin Bible of some kind, whether you're a King James guy, New King James, NASB, whatever it is that you read. I'm a big believer in wide margin Bibles because it's a great way to put your thoughts out in the text. But I think that, after using this for a little bit, I really think that it's really, really good to have a smaller, compact Bible. And if you're a King James reader, this would be the perfect Bible. I'm even going to say I'm obsessed with Schuyler. I love the Quintel. I love the Canterbury. But I will say, and I've had a King James Canterbury personal size. I actually like this better than the King James Canterbury personal size. I'm not a huge Cambridge person, but when it comes to personal size King James Bible, I think this is even better, in my opinion. So, anyway, just thought I'd do that quick review. God bless you. Stay close to Jesus.